Alright, welcome back to my channel. Now, I was hoping for a better video than what I'm fixing to do. This is just going to be a short vlog. Because what I had originally planned for this weekend was to go to pull apart, pick up parts that I wanted to do for my truck. Unfortunately, power bill came in and whoa, that was out of unexpected price. Pretty sure it's due to a pipe leak that was coming out from the where the hot water heater was coming out at. So we had to patch it up. So don't even know how long that was actually been going on. So pretty sure that's what caused it, because the pump was running longer than what I've realized, and the hot water heater was having to work a little bit more since it was leaking from the hot water, so it was having to heat more water up. So that kind of put a damper on my plans. I did go to a local scrapyard that I go to every now and then to see about getting some parts. They did have one. The parts would have been just a little bit more there, but it had been like $20 more. But the vehicle that I would have had to got the parts off of would have been, well, it was pretty much sitting slap in the dirt. While pull parts has them, stacked up so you can actually get up and around it. So let me go ahead and talk about some of the plans that I have for the C10. One thing, when I done the wiring harness, I originally stripped the whole thing down because I was going to run my wiring totally different route and bring it inside the cab. That was my original plan, and I started it and I was like, well, I better see how long I need some of these wires, see which one I need to add, see which ones I need to shorten. So I got my PCM. I was like, well, let me see where I want to put it, and went to the part where I thought would be in a great place, and it will not fit without some major modifications. So I searched around the inside of the cab for quite a while and realized there's just no way of putting it in here without cutting or modifying stuff that was way out of my time frame, because I was trying to get the truck up and running at that time. So I had to reroute it, and some of my wiring, the tape tabs, they came off. And anyway, basically what I want to do is get a whole new wiring harness off of a similar year model, just a wiring harness, and redo the wiring harness with a little bit of a turn. Finally thinking about it, the wiring harness on the C10, this is a over 40-year-old truck. So some of the wiring on it has some issues. Like for instance, the dome light, when I open up the door, the lights don't come on. Now the dome light, I don't know if that's in frame. I'll have to, yeah. It does come on with the switch, so it does work. However, the cargo light that's on the outside, that doesn't work. Switch is right here, and which I haven't really tested it, but I've been thinking about changing it out, and I thought about maybe changing it to where it'd be a cargo light and a third brake light. I haven't made up my mind, but I decided, if I'm going to redo the wiring, because I've looked at aftermarket kits and stuff, and they're a little pricey, but they are doable. I looked at the prices, pull apart, and some of the thoughts that I thought about maybe doing, because I never really liked the way the inside dash looks. I like the ones that's on a newer truck. So I've decided I'm going to take the complete wiring harness off of a 99 to at least a 2002 Chevy Silverado or Yukon, something like that, and get the complete wiring harness front and back and install every bit of it into the C10. Some of the stuff I will need to disable, change, because I won't need all the different sensors. Some of them, though, I am planning on mounting and hooking up onto this truck. I will need to figure out how to do it, because I've tried to find videos. I know people has done upgrades to changing the wiring harness from a newer vehicle into an older one, but I haven't found anybody that's done what I'm planning on doing on this one, at least in videos. So it's going to be a definite learning curve for me, but I'm pretty sure I can get it done. Now comes the bigger twist, which will be some major modifications on the C10. Body wise, the only really great part on this truck is the cab. The only rust that's on the cab is actually right underneath my feet, which has got a metal sheet, which is the floorboard, which is pretty common on this. The quarter panels and everything like that, those are really good, which is very hard to find one that's got good quarter panel. I just need to replace the floorboard, which right now it's got a sheet metal that somebody riveted in there, and it holds up real good, and I just got a carpet covering it, so you never even know what it's like out. So I need pretty much all the rest of it. The door's in decent shape. The driver door, though, the frame and stuff, I've realized there's rust at the very bottom, and these aren't the original doors, because I helped my daddy put these doors on that was from another truck that I went and helped him get off and put on here, because this originally had well, I don't even know if that was original, but the doors was beat up really bad, and these is not in the greatest shape, and the windows railing on this, and I think when I check the regulator is rusted, and that's the reason why this flops. I have to hold it back just to roll the window up. If I'm going down the road and I have it down and like it starts to rain, start rolling up and I don't think about it, I'll roll up, the window will be sitting like this through the door. So I have to push it in and then roll it up. So I do need to do that, but I need new hood, new fenders, new bed. So my plans is that I haven't 100% came up with which body style, but I'm going to put a newer body style frame on this and get it piece by piece. Go to the scrapyard, get the pieces, maybe build it up and then put it on there. But I will, whatever, like on the front end, all those will be matching year models. The bed might be a different year model altogether. I do have a different thought on that because I do have the Suburban gas tank all the way in the very back. And I have been looking at some of the Suburbans and UKs, and I'm like, I could probably easily take one of those and build it into a truck bed, and then I'd have the gas tank part in there. I just take the top part, cut it, and make it back into a bed. So that's the thought on that. I'm not in a big rush on that. Main thing I want to do is get the wiring harness straightened out, which means the instrument cluster on this I'm going to change out. And since I'm going to get the other wiring harness, that'd be great. And like, well, one of the things I had ordered for the engine, I have the gauge adapter for the oil pressure, but it don't work with the oil pressure sensor that apparently. There's a little place lower underneath the manifold on the driver's side, which a lot of people have been drilling holes in and putting it in there so they can put a mechanical gauge and use the gauges on that. And I was working underneath there one day, and I happened to look up, and apparently there used to be one there, and it's broken off. All I gotta do is just take that piece off and then screw my piece on there. So I'm gonna take what I got up here, put it down. I've already ordered the sensor that is for the original 2002 Chevy Silverado 1500 5.3 that's in this truck. I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to wire it back into the PCM. That way the PCM will be able to know how much oil pressure this has got, and I'll have that hooked up. So even when I change the cluster out to go with the match the wiring harness I'm planning on putting in here, I've still got another aftermarket oil pressure gauge, which like the volt gauge right here, and I will just put me a mechanical one up here too, so I have two ways to look. And I'm actually want to do that in several different ways. Like the oil temp, I'm going to have two different ones of that. I'm going to add a transmission temp too, because I am planning on using this truck to pull with. And I do have more upgrades I want to do. As far as the price, which is the reason why I'm going to have to do it a little at a time, because I can only afford this much here, this much there. So it's going to be a long, slow process, but I will eventually get it to where I'll be happy. I don't know how long it's going to take. And right now, this truck is my daily driver. I still got to fix the bearing in the truck, my car. Had some issues with my insurance company, so the insurance is not on the car, and it was with my truck, and I couldn't straighten out those issues, so I got me another insurance company, and I just went to put the insurance on the truck. I don't have it on the car, so I need to fix the car, get the insurance back on it, and get it, reinstate the registration on it so I can be able to drive it, and while I have some downtime on the truck, because some of the modifications I want to do, I can do while I'm still driving it. Other stuff, I will need some downtime. So I already know, like when I go get the wiring harness, I'm going to try to get one that's out of the truck that's mostly stripped down. But hopefully I can get the full wiring harness, fuse blocks, fuse panels, everything off the same vehicle. That way I can have everything. Then I'll have to figure out how to get it modified in here. I'm pretty sure I know how I'm going to do the dash, because I am thinking about taking the complete dash out of one and remodifying it where to fit here. I will have to figure out how to get it to mount between the inside of the frame, so I will probably have to trim the corners to get it where it actually fit. So that's going to be interesting, but I will be able to touch up a little bit on my welding skills too. Because I probably have to spot weld a lot of those, which there is my, like I said, the floorboard needs to be replaced, so I need to weld that part anyway. I want to get me a bigger welder, but it may be next year before I can accomplish that. And right now, really, well, I got some room in the area where I can have more room to do a project this big. But I'm really looking for a place where I can have more room, and I love to have one that's actually already got a shop in there. But anyway, I just need a place where I can actually do my projects bigger and get things done. But anyway, I got some parts ordered for the C10, which is that my brake booster caliper, or my master cylinder caliper, the rubber seal is drive rod and stuff. So I finally broke down, ordered me one of those. I do got some more orders of stuff that's not that. Like one, I got the mic that'll go, I'll be able to clip on my shoulder. It goes to my GoPro, which reason I'm not filming in the GoPro, and the reason why I don't have the truck crunk right now, even though I'm getting ready to leave, is because I noticed the noise and stuff. It's just, you cannot hear me as good, even on the phone. So I got that, and I do got some new crimps, which is a butt connector heat shrink. So you put the two wires in there, you heat it up, and it solders and seals all in one shot. So got some of those ordered. They actually supposed to come in Tuesday. think it's Tuesday. It may even be tomorrow, which is today's Sunday, and it'll be Monday. It's Monday or Tuesday. I can't exactly remember. My sensor for my oil pressure, I think it's supposed to come in like Thursday or Friday. I'm not in a big hurry because I still need to find the plug so I can rewire it back into the PCM. And I went to LT1 LT1swap.com, reprinted out. I had to get me a new printer because my other one's messed up. Reprinted out the pin and wiring for like when you do the standalone harness, so I can figure out which pin it is to put the oil pressure gauge in, because a lot of the sensors I wasn't planning on using. I went ahead and took out. This I'm planning on putting back in, but I can't find where it says oil pressure, so I'm gonna have to retrace it in and get a wiring diagram for the actual truck that the motor actually came from, and figure that out. So yeah, I'll get that and I'll figure that thing out, but it'll be something I'll be doing probably in stages to temporarily hook it up, and that way my computer PCM will do it, and if I can get my port to work, I'll be able to get into that and see what oil pressure is showing, since on the gauge here sometimes it'll work, sometimes it don't. Like right now I'm just sitting here and it's sitting at 29. So I don't know what part of the gauge. There's times where a lot of times it just says 0. Anyway, I'm gonna go give me something to eat. Got some stuff I need to dump off, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully next weekend I can get me some videos. Well, I don't know if I'll be able. Well, I get some because I got those connectors and stuff coming in, and I still need to work on the Jetta, and I got the parts and stuff. I just need to actually break down and do it. Do need to put new tires on it though before I can drive it. It's just right now I don't have any insurance on it, so I haven't really worried about it. Anyway, I'll see y'all in the next video.